Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Data Dispatch. Thank you guys so much for watching, joining the channel. We're going to be talking about a new AI stock that is starting to get on everybody's radar as we're seeing a lot of FOMO that's piling into Tempus AI after Pelosi named this as one of her stock picks that we saw from a transaction report. And in addition, the actual company releases a major project today. We're going to be getting into the details of what Tempus is about, looking at some of their metrics in terms of valuation, what we're seeing, what they're working on, because this is a new stock for me personally, and talking about what big things are coming, not only for Tempus, Palantir, but AI stocks in general, because we also have Trump that announces a very large investment into AI companies. If you are a new or returning viewer, we're growing fast. Hit that subscribe button. I can't thank you guys enough. And of course, I'm not a financial advisor, collecting all the data and dispatching it to you. Now, if we pop it up on the screen here, Tempus AI, what happened today in terms of price action? Well, just a few short days ago, before we saw the transaction of Pelosi's report, Tempus was kind of consolidating, and we see a decent amount of trading here at the low 40s and even in the mid 30s. What we've seen recently is a 35% gain during the actual trading session and another 13 to 15% in the overnight hours. Tempus closed at 47.64 and is now currently in the after hours and on the overnight trading session already trading at 55, basically $56 in the overnight hours. Now, talking about this in this run up that we've seen, Tempus is only at a $7.5 billion market cap. If we compare that to some of the other stocks that we've been talking about on a daily basis, like Palantir, they're at $166 billion right now. So Tempus, even though it's running up decently well, in terms of its market capitalization, is still slightly low compared to some of the other AI stocks that are out there. Looking at why this medical AI stock is continuing to soar is they are working on bringing a lot of AI solutions to the healthcare industry. Some of the key takeaways from this Investopedia article here mention that Tempus really had their best day on record after the company launched an AI-powered health concierge. Now, the stock also, we know, got the boost from Speaker Nancy Pelosi, specifically looking at the transaction report here. We reviewed this in yesterday's video. Looking at this, she purchased 50 call options with a strike price of $20, so far in the money, with an expiration of next January the 16th of 2026. Now, looking into what analysts are expecting, Tempus, they're expecting to be major beneficiaries of AI this year as they roll out these new AI agents, digital assistants, la-da-da-da-da. Now, Tempus on Tuesday morning, not only just being a Pelosi stock pick, but they launched Olivia, which is an AI-enabled personal health concierge app designed to empower patients by bringing health-related data to one central location and leveraging advanced AI, they say here, to these actionable insights. Now, according to this press release that we saw today, this can integrate with Apple Watch, Google Fit to track users' day-to-day health and summarize their clinical history, transcribe doctor's appointments, and the Tempus CEO right here is also very, very involved and is a major shareholder of the actual stock. This is one thing that keeps me bullish, especially on the more of these kind of, not startup companies, but smaller market cap companies, is the fact that we have the CEO that is still the leader of the company and is very involved, because a lot of their stake has to go into the success of the actual business. Now, they say here, Olivia actually goes beyond organizing information. It's a proactive partner of patients navigating their health and care. So the market's reaction here could reflect this changing AI narrative that we're seeing on Wall Street. We're continuing to see a lot of bullishness across the board in terms of this AI evolution. On top of that, you also have the Pelosi boost that is helping push Tempus to a very high and one of the best days that we've seen on record. Now, looking at AI in terms of embedded across the product lines that Tempus is working on, specifically, they're working on genomics right here, allowing to embed the benefits, continuously learning into products with gene therapies, time on therapy basically, talking about looking how different patients have been treated. They're also working on data integration, trying to grab lots of clinical and molecular data through AI platforms and with different types of applications. Like we just had talked about Olivia right here, trying to bring connection also to just 2 different hospitals across the board. So we'll be keeping you guys up to date on Tempus. I think this is a big key player within the market. Looking at Palantir, we'll touch base on that before the big announcement that we got from Trump. Gets up about 73 in the trading session and up over $45 in the after hours. Palantir is continuing to climb, and we also see doing well. Remember, one of the main things with Palantir right here, we have Trump that comes in and is actually revoking an executive order from 2023 that was aimed to reduce risk of AI development. What this basically is decrease regulation across the board in terms of AI development. This bill, or basically what was enacted, was an executive order that required AI developers involved in national security here to actually disclose safety test results to the government, and that whole bill, that executive order, was revoked. We know Palantir has been growing very well. We've been tracking it on the channel, giving you guys all the news that you need to know, but we see this as very positive. On top of that, you also have Trump here that actually just announced Stargate, which is going to be a new American company. He says in this clip to write it down because it's going to get familiar, that will invest over $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure. This is a gaslighting for the AI mania to return, looking at NVIDIA, Oracle, Palantir, and specifically now Tempus. There is a lot of bullishness that is looking towards the AI sector. With Palantir's earnings coming here in just a few short weeks, February 3rd, post-market, earnings per share right now are estimated to be at 11 cents, correlated with an earnings per share revisions on revenues of $776 million, and we've seen 13 bullish revisions in the last 90 days. Now, looking across on the actual general market, one of the big uncertainties that we see going into 2025, and especially with the change in administration that we got yesterday on the 20th, the market's closed slightly in the green here. You see NASDAQ up about 0.6%, and more than slightly, I guess we should say, S&P 500 up 0.8%. One of the big things that we're seeing is that Wall Street is starting to wager that Trump's approach on tariffs actually won't be as harsh as feared before. One of the big things regarding tariffs is there's a lot of uncertainty in how that's going to impact the economy. Are we going to experience inflation that's going to gear back up because it's been sticky and the Fed is trying to reduce inflation while trying to reduce rates? With that, the market wants rates to continue to be cut. They're continuing to price that in. So with the actual tariffs here, it's hard to understand and specifically predict what's going to happen. What the market does today is they get a little bit of a sigh of relief. And that is because President Trump's inauguration day, the policy announcement on tariffs were a little more benign than expected, not going to be coming as harsh, which the market liked. Specifically, what the plan for tariffs is right now, right off the bat, is considering this 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada on February 1st, more likely kind of tied to the border policies, and this will be signing here on the first day executive orders. He also mentioned about China, noting that the U.S. could put tariffs on the country if it doesn't approve this whole TikTok deal. There's a lot of controversy around that, but nonetheless, the market is liking this, that he's not coming out nearly as harsh out the gate regarding tariffs. Now, we'll see what happens in due time, expecting volatility there. Nonetheless, for 2025, I think political direction is going to have a strong impact on what's going to be happening in the market. And we see that with just the reaction today. The fact that, hey, maybe the tariffs aren't coming out as strong as once anticipated, and we're seeing bullishness coming into the market. Looking at some of the other big stocks, Netflix soaring. We're going into a new earnings season after subscriber growth blows away forecast, and the company's actually going to be announcing more price hikes. We have a lot of different earnings from many different stocks that will be starting to be rolling out. So we'll be keeping you guys up to date, especially with the Magnificent Seven here. We see shares that were kind of mixed across the board. We see the EV policy dropping there after Tesla took a hit. So big things happening. I think bullish for Tesla. Apple, we're seeing declining here right now. Nonetheless, peace out. Take care. What do you guys think of Tempus, Palantir, and the overall market regarding these tariffs? Have a great day.